Hello? Y'all there? Yo, man. Peace, love, light, greetings, all that good stuff. The style is copied. You know what I'm saying? The style is like imitated, never duplicated, you know. They have hidden the style into a thing called hip hop. So now everybody's just like stealing the style, but crediting it to a form of music called hip hop. With that being said, was Afro centrism created by the government? Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because everybody's heard my my little short about BAM. That they have I see they have taken down yes, the thing about Africa Bambaataa, they have taken down. I guess trying to hide that little part.
A plague when it's in flesh because she got dealt with. Why? And we you said, and it didn't. Bam would have listened to us. I know he would. Even if he was doing it, he would have stopped. He would have stopped it because we was all that close like that. He would have been like, "Oh no, I can't. I ain't fucking with him." You know what I mean? He probably would have left alone. I'm just saying. But ain't nobody ever come up to us, even though we heard accusations. You know, ain't nobody ever come up to the dudes that's talking about it now. Like you said, they might have been embarrassed. But it was dudes there that they knew that was against that shit. You got Hassan in them, right? Hassan is what? How old is Hassan?
He's a little younger than me, I think.
All right. Yeah, they are. Okay.
Almost 50. He almost 50 now, I think.
Yeah, but we was around. But you got to remember.
You know him at all?
Who?
Hassan.
Nah, he came later.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if I know, right?
Who?
You know,
okay.
See, that was something that came, that was before Hassan.
Okay.
No, we heard this way before.
Okay.
Right? But it wasn't no facts, right? Now, Hassan is what? How old is he?
See, he changed
you
his name.
Gotta physically talk to people and say, yo, this happened to me.
Okay.
As a boy or a young man, it could be you embarrassed to.
Right. That's what it. Other than that, see what I'm saying? And if somebody told me something else there, we don't speak. You didn't speak like it wasn't about snitching anymore.
Yeah.
See, you gotta remember, we didn't come from an age where snitching was the shit. It was a little bit of it. They ain't doing all that. Right. So why should we judge them? Right. And cats. So when we come up, we in the park, niggas, he was scarves with them, right? His team and but when we did come, somebody, like he said, it's like a dominoes effect. You start with this room, rumor right here. By the time it get to the 19th person, I'll look at you like you're crazy. Like say if you come back and you say, yo, back then, come on now. Y'all want to keep it 100? Everybody knew, right? And they run around acting like he was still there, man, because they was running with him.
But listen,
but then we was closed mouths. We didn't talk about Bambaataa. Everybody knew about Bambaataa.
All right. They took my video down, I guess, because it was too much. I don't know, but that's fine. We got the same dude again. But I'm not playing him because I'm trying to put the Bronx on blast or nothing like that. I'm not even blaming him. I'm saying I believe Bambaataa was put there. And I'm going to show you how. Because he brought up something else that was interesting. And it's just interesting to me. And I think it'll be interesting to y'all too. Peep this. Let's listen to something.
Than anything.
Was you in Chuck City?
Nah,
No?
Nah.
You was in
Once
Zulu?
I hit the space,
You was in Zulu King?
Zulu,
Shaka Zulu?
One thing, space. Once you spay, you spay forever. All that, you could join in. Now I ain't joining nothing.
I'm saying when you was dancing though.
Listen,
when you was dancing.
Listen, let me explain something. I need to tell every spade that in this world, how we got it, right? Because we really was the 0 division, not the first.
I heard that.
Right? How we got it, but that was Dave and them, you know. But we under Dave and them.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm under my brother. My brother, yeah. Blackie, yeah. I was under them. Peter Williams, I'm under them. You know what I mean? Once a spade, always a spade. You can't be nothing else. How you going to join something else if you're a spade? Tell me that. Make sense of it. How you join a Zulu nation?
And I think Bam really was like pissed when I did that. You know, it's
like now these dudes is just talking about loyalty. They just like, we're already a part of something. How can we be a part of something else? I find it interesting that this Indian talk is more prevalent than it ever was. And then you have some black spades not arguing, but basically saying they never joined the Zulu Nation because they were already black spades. Once you're a spade forever. I find it weird that they try to like dummy black Americans into Africa. I find that interesting because it's like it doesn't stop right there. It doesn't stop there. You know what I'm saying? It keeps going all the way to your like Polites and Jamal and Young Pharaoh and stuff like that. It's like, if you really look at it, if you just peep, it's like soon as they went on a pro-black African mission, everything became lazy. Everything became drug oriented. What else did I find? Look at this shit. And I'm not blaming this on like Pan-Africans or nothing, but I'm saying you could see all the work they were doing in the 80s to mess this group the fuck off. Like, you can see it, because how the hell did you have tumblers in Chicago in 83? All the way in 1983, you got blacks doing like gymnastics and shit, all different types of stuff. Okay, crack doesn't hit until 85. So it's like, what were they witnessing? Because people always try to make it sound like, oh, we just went 70s, became things, and that was it. And it's like, nah, bro. No, this group was like breaking out of the little shit that they put us in. Because them Chicago cats admit instead of going against us. You know what I'm saying? So the original gangs, they'll admit that, they went the wrong way. What I'm trying to figure out is how were blacks this healthy in the ghetto at a time, and it's like, where's this shit at? How you got black people in the ghetto doing, gymnastics and all different types of stuff? This is in 83. So in 1983, we're tip top in shape. ain't nobody really tripping off gangs like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they have the little LA thing, but it's like, for the most part, brothers was doing more with their time. They was doing way more with their time. So for it to turn around, and then you got all this crack out of nowhere, and then all these gangs ripping out, and then all these drug wars like coming out of nowhere. There's no way in hell that you're gonna get me to think that this wasn't done on purpose. If you got America worried about military age men just coming in the country, how do you think they felt about people that they had purposely screwed over? They knew they screwed over, and they seeing all their children just athletic, acrobatic, like doing all types of flips, all different types of stuff. How do you think they were looking at that? They were probably looking at it like, oh, hell no. We can have no shit like that. Okay, the same thing with hip-hop. Hip-hop started just, people in the ghetto rhyming. All right. Then all of a sudden it became some old black African type stuff. And we try to big up, self-destruction and the African medallions and all that different stuff. But it's like, look what came with it. That's why I put that guy from the Bronx up, because he's like, once a spade, always a spade. He's like, I was never Zulu Nation. He's like, I'm already a part of a nation. I'm already a black spade, and you can't switch. So Black Spades is an American created gang, group, clique, nation. All right. Then you have this other guy come in, and he's trying to take you to some African stuff. But you've already created something over here. You already got something. Okay, but what comes with his African stuff? What comes with the Zulu Nation? Touching the little boys. Now, the dudes, like, we all knew about him. Everybody knew about him, but nobody was a snitch. That's why I'm saying this shit is created by the government. Just like the street drug rules and shit, that's created by the government. Why the hell would y'all know that this dude is molesting little boys, but because there's a no snitch code, you're not going to say anything? And he's like, oh, well, if one of them, boys had came to us and told us, we would have did something. How y'all going to make these young men feel comfortable to come to y'all and tell y'all anything if you're not putting that out there? That should be a part of the rules. You can't rape another fucking member. That should be a part of the rules. Like, rule 105, you can't rape another, member of the gang. I'm not laughing. It's not funny. It's kind of common sense is why I'm laughing. But I'm like, maybe the kids were afraid because of all the violence that you guys are doing. And, there's not that much brotherhood about, keeping your brother safe and stuff. And maybe that's why. I don't know. But when it comes to keeping people silent through molestation and stuff like that, you got to think about the tactics that have been used from the government. When you get into MK Ultra, and you realize that they have made psychopaths. Like, literally, they have created psychopaths. They have done sexual, deviant things to people to create psychopaths, to create crazy motherfuckers. They have done it before. So, now that you know about MK Ultra and how they have used sex to make psychopaths and killers, okay, now imagine what did Africa Bambaataa create touching all those boys? What did he make? Look at Hassan Campbell. Does he seem like he's all there? No. Look at all his offspring. Not knocking his kids, not even knocking him, but I'm like, did you find that odd? Look at the other one, Bee Stinger. Look at the streets. Look how many gangsters have been touched. Aren't they out there tripping, killing people, wilding out? Okay, MK Ultra is a form of mind control. We're telling you that the music is a form of MK Ultra. That's why they keep demonizing the brain. And people are like, music doesn't do anything. if words themselves do things, if you can literally tell somebody they're dumb over and over and over, and then they start to play that out in their head, if that can work, then what makes you think saying the same thing but with a beat on it is not going to do the same thing? What makes you think that? That's the whole point of a tease. You can't do it, you can't win, nah, 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 nah. You can't do it, you can't win. All they're saying is you can't do it, you can't win. Okay, but it's the chant, it's the taunting, right? Stop, leave me alone. So if that can work, how can you tell me that music can't be a form of a spell or MK Ultra or mind control? How could you dare say that? Unless you work for them. I feel that taking blacks somewhere that they're not, and that they're not from, and that they're not culturally like, was an easier way to infiltrate them, making them pick different denominations, separating from their Christian background or their Muslim background or whatever background, and then just making opposition amongst each other, and now they're just arguing and they don't get anywhere. That seems by design. Do I have a problem with, Shango and all of them? Nah, that's cool. I have a problem with that. What I'm saying is that was a way to open your mind up to do other things. It's true because you have people like Dr. York. He opened people's minds up just to open up their butt. Okay. Didn't Africa Bambaataa kind of do the same thing with opening your mind up to some Zulu African stuff, and then meanwhile he's playing with the boys' booties on the low? Brother Polite talking about all this finance and how to make money and all that, meanwhile touching the girls' butts on the low. I think it was government made because you can't have an Aleister Crowley who was involved in the government and he was doing the same type shit and you don't see the involvement. You can't have them have this Smith dinner roast for the Catholics and the Catholics are known to have the pastor for touching the older boy and you don't think this shit is, in the game. Like, are you serious? Hollyweird, Me Too, all that stuff. Are you serious? That's another thing. I think women should stop supporting homosexuality, period. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all you are is a bulletproof vest for their homosexual activities. If you notice, all through Hollywood, they've been talking about sexism and them putting women down and them sexually touching women and all that. But the ritual is fucking each other up the butt. So I'm saying that to say this. It's funny how they use women as a shield, like a vest. And it's because of their goofy ass stories that we never get to the true contract about bending over all these men and all these dudes have been sexually played with and they're all in silent mode because they're vowing secrecy because of this embarrassing act. And I know women be like, well, women really do get to, I know, but if they listen to good men and stayed out the way and stopped trying to be seen, we would have been exposed to these demons a long time ago because they wouldn't be able to hide behind women. It's just like the transgender. It's still a dude taking your awards, ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's still a dude wearing your makeup, ladies. It's still a dude trying to get Woman of the Year, ladies. They're still trying to jack your spot. Only a wise man would know that. And who's supposed to be your guide on earth? A wise man. So, you can't get mad because I see the play 100,000 miles away and you're too busy wanting attention, but it doesn't matter. Attention doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? What matters is the performance, what you're putting down. Who gives a damn about how many customers come in this place? It's who built this place. Because they're the ones making all the money off these customers. But anyway. Afrocentrism was used to be able to molest black children. That's what I'm saying. That's all it did. You can talk about the preacher and stuff, but that's been there. You've been through that. I'm talking about hip hop and the violence and the drug use and the took an advantage of the minds of the people. I'm saying if hip hop is a young man's sport and Bambaataa's into young men and it all starts with some whole pro-black thing, but they had already kind of had their blackness, you could say, with the black spades. They were already there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's funny that they took my little snippet down about, oh, you didn't know about Bam. Everybody knew about Bam. It's like, bro, that's a very good piece of information to know. It's good to know that everybody knew what he was doing and still didn't say anything. It makes perfect sense. You guys are the home of no snitching. You guys are the home of it's better to, kill him than to reason with him or try to work it out or squash your beef. It's like, that's, what do they call it? Street justice. Okay, well, street justice is allowing pedophiles and molesters to roam the streets. And that's why there's so many of them in the ghettos and nobody's saying anything, because this is y'all forte. Just like being on the DL, you got a lot of gay gangsters, but y'all not saying nothing. So it's like nothing's going to change, And I just think it's sad because it's constant youth, being took out, losing the morality of reality because, you've been tampered with, and that messes up your brain on how you're gonna, function in society and what you value and what you don't, and it's kind of sick, yo. And I'm just saying that to say this: there's gonna be so many victims in this one world. It's one life, it's one chance, and it's sad, yo, because it's one thing to be a victim as an adult. That's fucked up, but survival of the fittest. But when you're a child, bro, you know what I'm saying? Your brain's not fully developed. You don't know what's going on. You're putting trust into older people because they're the ones you have been entrusted. They're the ones who taught you how to wipe your butt. They're the ones who teach you your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s. Like, your math teacher is usually older than you. Your karate teacher is usually older than you. Your parents are older than you, So it's like a child is more vulnerable to trusting an adult because that's the authority on earth. So when they're betrayed by them, it seems kind of hopeless, bro. And it's like, I don't think... shit, look, I got one fucking eye, all right? But I don't feel fucking hopeless and disadvantaged. I actually feel pretty fucking good. But when there's nothing wrong with you, and then somebody does something like that to you, bro, it's like, that could ruin your whole fucking joint. You know what I mean? Some people break out of it, but a lot of people don't. Look at all the destruction that took place in the ghettos, and look what's fueling it. It's not even poverty a lot of times. A lot of times it's molestation. A lot of times it's abuse. It's like, that's where this shit is coming from. And I'm just saying, and I don't mean it's from the government. I don't believe Afrocentrism is from the government. I'm just saying that as like, shock value. But what I can say is I believe they used that to infiltrate the minds, because that's what broke people off of the path that they were on. Whatever path it was, whatever religion based or no religion, it's just hard work and unity. Whatever the people were doing. I know that Afrocentrism was kind of like a way to weasel in all of the stuff that eventually came. Because once that guy said, I was never a Zulu, I was always Black Spade, it made me think, well, who came through with this Zulu stuff? Africa Bambaataa. Okay, now what does that entail? Afrocentrism, this whole awakening of your brain, and all this different stuff, your super mastery. Okay, so why are you touching little boys' butts? Why was Bobby Hemmett talking about some little booty play shock remission? Like, I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is, yo, just an observation, yo. Just an observation. Peace, love. Y'all let me know, man. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'm about to chill. Getting ready for another mission, man. Another week, man. Another week. Another time to get it. I'm out.